used one of those before? This is a mic stand?
It's a boom. It's a boom stand.
Does it go boom? So usually I have somebody hold it for me while I'm singing and talking, so that's why. Not me, obviously.
Are you talking about the mic or something else?
Oh, sorry.
Is it black?
It needs
like
to be
this?
tightened at the bottom.
What are you doing?
Tighten
right
it at
now?
the bottom.
Don't you guys have roadies for this stuff?
No.
Are we rolling?
We are now.
We are. Whenever you get done playing with your big black microphone.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, you can push if you want to sit back and let your gut hang over.
Why do you both look comfortable and I'm all like?
Because you need to sit back, pull the microphone closer to your mouth.
Yeah. How does this work? You have too much stuff going on. You have too many clothes. Take your pants off.
You've got your keys and your phone and a wine opener.
Why is your hair so long?
Well, I need a haircut. You want to do it? We want to do it live on the podcast?
No.
I can find some scissors.
I'm real jealous of hair.
Why?
Because I don't have any anymore, dude.
It's all on your back.
It's God's joke on me. Yeah. He took it off my head and put it on my back.
Do you have a hairy back?
Yeah, dude.
Really?
I got a sweater.
Yeah, he could be one of those NASCAR guys who puts in like the Dale Earnhardt 3 on the back. You know?
Yeah. I could have a trailer and a car on blocks. Wow. Dude, I was watching the news yesterday with all these floods, and this house exploded in Illinois, and just running into the frame was this dude in cowboy boots, jeans, and no shirt. Did not need to be wearing that, but it's like it was a perfect, like all these first responders, and then this just redneck ass dude.
Which part of town?
It was in Illinois.
Oh.
But they've had a lot of shit up there too. But this house caught on fire and exploded on TV, and this dude is just sprinting. He's like super redneck, man.
Yeah,
that's terrible. That wasn't even funny. He was like super red dude. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. Welcome to Twang Town. I am David Tolliver,
and I am Colton Mirsky.
Brewski.
And today we have with us Cale Dodds.
Thank you.
Once more.
Thank you, guys. Come on.
CALE, not K.
What'd you call me when I walked in? The what? The what lettuce?
You're like the poop lettuce.
Poop lettuce.
You like the poop lettuce, but spelled different. Not John Coffee. Like the drink, but spelled different.
Great reference.
Thank you.
The drink.
That was the most random reference, but I love it.
It's
a great movie. I referenced that movie today. Dude, I swear. Am I right?
That and I love Stephen
Schindler's
King.
List. No. Shawshank Redemption.
Oh my god.
The other S movie.
All right, guys, it's been fun.
I like to sit down with a hopeful movie.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I like to watch a bunch of
Green Mile
floats.
What really?
Green Mile
floats.
Green Mile and
Green Mile and Shawshank. Man. Every time it's on AMC, I'll just. Jenna's like, how can you watch the same movie over and again? I was like, honey, my anxiety is at such a level that I need some kind of calming effect in my life. And when I know what's going to happen in a movie, and I cry, even though I've seen it, every time he crossed through the shit river, and comes out on the end, holds his arms out clean, the other side. And when John Coffey is just when he grabs Tom Hanks by the crotch. It lifts my spirits.
Literally.
Come closer, boss. I needs to tell you something.
You do the same thing in Pretty Woman, don't you?
Yeah. I never liked Pretty Woman.
You weren't into hookers?
The story, he basically took advantage of her because she was charging like, I don't know.
Dude, I saw that on Instagram.
$500 a night.
Someone did a breakdown. They're like, if she would have slept with him one night, she would have made like $3,000. But if you break down how much you paid her compared to everything she had to do, she got paid $500 a gig.
Yeah, and she was not.
She was not a musician.
She's not worth $3,000 for sleeping time.
She's not?
She wasn't that hot. I mean, hugging laying down for $3,000.
I've never known you to be that picky.
Yeah,
I am very picky.
It was a recession.
My significant other is wonderful, beautiful, and smart. A little crazy, but aren't we all, guys?
Sure.
Cast the first stone.
Yeah.
Cale, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Man,
welcome to the Thunderdome.
This is it. I love this. Love that you guys started this, by the way. It's really good, and you guys are great at it.
Me and Mr. Jangles.
Well, we just started. It's downhill from here.
This is it.
What is it? What episode is this? It's like 400.
We're in the mid 60s.
Oh,
is it really
400? I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't do math. Math.
Math is fun.
Now, I know some of them you guys have had the video and audio. Is this just audio?
It's just audio. We have it on the Instagrams. We'll have videos, of stuff you're going to do at the end.
Oh, yeah?
However, this part
Bonus
of
material.
it is just straight.
Okay.
Yeah, this is going to be episode 65.
Wow.
65.
Wow.
That's my
I
dad's
wish it
age.
was
This is for you, Dad.
69.
It's for you, Dad.
Your dad's 65?
It is.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
My
And he could
dad's-
whip all our asses, too.
My dad's dead.
Oh. All right. Moving on.
He got hit by an F-150 4 years ago.
That's a country song.
It is.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, dude.
Ford tough. He was. Sorry. Come on. I didn't know where to go.
No,
Songwriters.
it's
So quick.
I loved him.
I loved him.
I mean, if you can't joke about death, we're all getting there one day.
Right.
Given a long enough timeline,
Yeah.
the mortality rate drops to 0 for every human being, except the two guys in the Bible that got pulled up by God.
What?
Yeah, it was like there was 2 guys in the Bible that didn't die. They got pulled up, not counting Jesus,
What do you mean got pulled up?
and he did die. They didn't die. God just took them.
Huh.
Yeah.
Who? I don't know.
Old
the story.
Testament, bro.
Yeah.
You guys obviously didn't go to Sunday school.
No.
Second hesitations over here. What? I mean, pulled up like
I don't remember
but
this
they
story.
got beamed up.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean?
Guess,
aliens, bro.
I guess.
Lord.
Enoch and Elijah.
Oh.
are
What
the
did
two
you
figures,
Google?
people in the Bible that didn't die.
Okay.
I
believe you.
Google
I just,
is
coming
so
from the South,
speaks my
the Bible
language.
Belt. I just feel like we might have heard that.
So you're
at some
saying
point.
they didn't die, they just got
No.
beamed straight into heaven?
Basically, yep.
God was like, I wanna
Elijah was
skip that whole part.
Yeah. God was like, I love these two dudes so much that we're gonna take
So their
them.
bodies, they're the only people in heaven that are in their
Yep,
earthly bodies.
Yep. Enoch walked faithfully with God, and he was no more because God took him away. Just like pew, beamed him up. This is why God is an alien.
You might be right.
This is some real alien stuff.
And Elijah was taken to heaven in a whirlwind. And the Lord had come down.
That's just a tornado.
Yeah.
So he lived in Nashville.
Yeah.
Man, I'm so tired. I saw something early. If I get one more alert from Metro,
Oh man.
Yeah, if we get one more tornado warning, it's like,
dude,
I'm going to be just angry.
we were in bed the other night and that damn thing started going on. I had them off on my phone.
Yeah.
Jenna does not. And at 2 a.m, whah, whah, whah,
Yeah.
and she shoots out of the bed and like, the Lord's come back. We got to go downstairs.
Gotta go.
I'm like, I don't want to go downstairs.
Yeah. Yeah. I know.
So we went downstairs.
But at one point, because we got up, we got in our little whatever bathroom with all the pillows and stuff, and the dog got back in bed.
Yeah.
Got back in the bathroom with the pillows, and the dog got back in bed.
Yeah, we did that.
Like 5 times.
It's
Yeah.
so annoying.
And it literally about when I started seeing the sun come up, I was like, it's just gonna happen. I'm laying here.
Everybody
Just
for
take
2
me, Lord.
days
Yeah.
was zombies.
That's what I felt like everyone was like everyone just
Take me
red
up in
eyes
that
and-
whirlwind straight to heaven.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm so Elijah. Where are you from?
I'm from Columbus, Georgia, so right below.
Jesus,
you know.
I didn't think you were from Georgia.
Yeah.
Another
Where'd you
one of
think I
them
was
guys.
I
from?
don't know. I wished you weren't from Georgia.
If I weren't from
You've got-
Georgia, where would you say?
Got super SoCal vibes.
SoCal?
a little bit.
I'll take that.
I was thinking
hair.
like
It's the hair.
Was that a
little-
compliment, or
like
were you
a-
like giving?
You
Well,
got that
you're a little.
Wow. Yeah.
wow.
Just friend to friend.
Alternative, bro.
Alternative.
He's happy.
Very happy.
No, you've got
Cale is the happiest guy I've ever met.
You could
don't
be
mean that.
like you're like an 11 from Ohio.
Oh,
I'm 11
You know,
from Ohio.
You're like on a scale of 10.
Okay.
Of
I'm
people
not
from
sure
Ohio.
if that's really a compliment.
It is.
That's
It
why
is.
I'm hesitant to respond, because it's like I think it is,
I mean,
but
you
I'm not
may
sure.
or may not stay in the left lane going 69 miles an hour. Or
I
not,
don't.
you know.
I don't know if you've seen Brett Young's new album cover yet. But
haven't.
Like you're better than that.
But Brett,
I appreciate that already.
Yeah.
I haven't even seen it.
Yeah.
But you know,
it's
he's SoCal, right?
Pull it up. Pull it up, David.
He's a good looking
Oh,
dude.
that's a beautiful man.
It is a beautiful man.
Yeah.
He
Well, you should see this new album. It'll get you a little hot under the collar.
Hey, we get them out on video.
Yeah, he had to compete with Riley Green, I guess.
Who would win in a cage match there?
Riley.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Brett's pretty boy Riley. He's pretty
Wow.
rugged.
Yeah, dude.
I haven't seen that.
Traps. He did traps that day.
Yeah, that's
just for that.
for sure.
Yeah, he
You
did
know
like,
what I need to
What's
look
that?
like Brett Young is a shoulder tattoo.
That'll do it. If you had a shoulder tattoo, you guys will get commonly mistaken all the time.
Yeah, I could wear the same size shirt.
Or no shirt.
Let's get that trap tat.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that. It's a whole shoulder tat, bro.
You just need a lower back tat. That's what you
need. A tramp.
You need a lower back tat that says I'm a Brett Young fan, and then
get that splash target.
But have it spelled wrong. A Burt Young fan.
Yes.
And have somebody try to draw Brett's album cover.
No regrets.
And put Burt Young on it.
I think we found what we're shaving into your back hair now.
Yeah.
Bro, I got that man groomer.
God, that's
that
great.
Manscaped 2.0.
It takes a whole charge to get you down.
Man, we got two of them. We got the wall one we start with. Sharing way too much.
Wow.
Shears.
Plug in.
Got the
plug-in
industrial
one.
shears.
And then we go
shears.
We go real close with the Norreco.
Yeah, what guard do you use?
0 on that, though. On my head, it's a 1. It's a 1 on my head.
Oh, shit.
So I was thinking, Colorado, maybe Ohio.
I'll take that.
I don't know, Midwest.
I appreciate
a little bit.
that.
You're nice enough to be from the Midwest.
Okay.
You ain't got that stupid accent though.
You betcha.
It comes, right.
That's not the Midwest.
Yeah, what was that?
Chicago.
Canadian?
Who says
or,
you betcha?
You betcha.
You betcha. That's like
Is that-
that's Minnesota or North
or
South
like-
Dakota.
Aren't they Midwest?
Isn't it like
No.
Yin's guys?
I
You
don't
know?
think is
That's
Minnesota
Pennsylvania.
Midwest.
That's Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah, Yins.
Yin's guys?
Yes. Yeah, Pittsburgh's a terrible city.
You betcha.
Hate it. You betcha.
Oh,
Chicago.
oh, don't you know?
Go up there, Chicago.
Chicago.
Where are you
Gonna have
from,
some
David?
dogs. I'm from southeast Kentucky,
Okay.
over by Virginia,
Okay.
around Hazard.
Hazard?
It's Hazard was the big city. I grew up 18 miles northeast of there in a town called Hindman, Hindman.
Okay.
Population 600.
Wow.
Currently or back then?
Back then.
Yeah.
It's probably not much more than that
Probably
now.
about 650.
Does it say
Maybe.
home of David Tolliver?
On the county signs going into.
But did you spray paint it or did
No,
you? Okay.
they
Did you
actually,
etch it in with your
Home
keys?
of DT.
They had to keep replacing one of them because they kept getting beat to shit. It was like all the kids that used to pick on me back in Hindman would just tear it all to like this son of a.
Do you have a key to the city?
I do to Hazard and Hindman and somewhere else. I don't know what to do with it. I ain't found a place to put it
You
yet.
don't put them on your mantle.
Is anybody else famous from your area? Like who's the most famous person come out of your area?
Rebecca. Oh God, what was her name? She was the Noxzema girl. She was in like what was that urban legend movie? Rebecca Gayheart, curly headed, redheaded.
Was she in anything
you
else?
know her?
You know?
No.
Britt Taylor.
Yeah.
She's from my hometown.
Okay, I know her and Adam.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she
I
was,
love them.
Her dad taught me karate.
Oh, look what she looks like now.
Yeah,
She's definitely on that Kentucky meth.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah.
That's her. That's her heyday right there, dude.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, her.
I know who you're
She's-
talking about.
She's from Pine Top.
Yeah,
Just-
those
Did you go to
eyes.
high school? Was that your high school girlfriend?
No, dude, she dated my cousin Dennis,
So
who is
You-
batshit crazy.
her or Dennis?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. Hindman, Kentucky.
Wow.
Yeah, sure is.
Special place.
Special place. Let's,
special
let's look
people.
at notable people of Hindman, Kentucky. Hindman.
Are you on that list?
I am. I put myself on there. Wikipedia.
Of course he did.
and spelled it wrong?
I'm going to update this.
Notable people. David Tolliver, musician, member of country band Halfway to Hazard.
There we go.
Carl D. Perkins, American politician. The McLean Family Band, American Bluegrass Band. And Britt Taylor, musician.
go.
Rebecca says she's from Lexington. She's a damn liar.
Why would she
went
do
to
that?
She went to Knott County Central High School.
Rebecca, if you're listening to this right now,
Not
episode
a
65,
chance she is.
you're a liar.
Yeah, she is a liar. So, born in
Columbus, Georgia.
Columbus, Georgia.
Baptized in the Chattahoochee River.
Chattahoochee Brown.
Were you really?
Were you
Yeah.
way down there?
Yeah, I was. I literally grew up on the Chattahoochee River. Like, literally on it.
Did you ever see Alan Jackson skiing?
I actually have a great story. This is not, I can't exaggerate this enough. Like, this is, or not exaggerate this enough. So, I had a song.
Does this mean it's exaggerated?
Yeah,
or?
I don't know. It's
I don't even want
just-
to believe it now.
We're going to take a call real quick. So this is a true story. I had a song that I put out called Where I Get It From. And it's basically, it's kind of one that's like, where I get my accent, where I get my Southern roots kind of song, right? And there's literally a line in it that says, down yonder where the Chattahoochee River runs. That's where I get it from. That's where I kid you not, I'm on the Cumberland out here on Scott Hendrick's boat. He's driving. We're doing like just a fun like day at the lake music video for it. It's filled with just all my friends and stuff. And we got GoPros. I'm wakeboarding, and it had just rained. And so like the waters were just crazy dirty and filled with like branches and stuff. And Scott's flying on his boat. And and I swing out to like try to jump the wake, and I see this huge log in the water. So I just bail, right? Like there was no jumping it, there was no whatever. So I just fell, and they circled back around to get me. And because it was like a tree, like it was huge. But when I fell and they circled back to get me, this other boat was coming. And there's a guy on the front of the boat with his feet up on the end of it, has a drink in his hand and an old hat on. And he's sitting on the end of the boat, and there's a guy driving the boat. I shit you not, I swear to God. And it's like in the part of the song that goes, down yonder where the Chattahoochee River runs, where I get it from. It's Alan Jackson.
Nice.
Swear. You cannot make that shit up.
That's amazing.
And I'm sitting there in the water, and he's driving by, and he kind of tips his cap. And I'm like, yo, look.
It's Alan Jackson.
Is it Scott's place? Alan Jackson's old house?
It's so I think they were neighbors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I knew Alan had either Scott had Alan's property or was close by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, this is insane. Of all songs, of all moments in the song, of all boats, of all moments, like that day, that I don't know. It was just
that's awesome.
like, this is insane right now.
That's bananas.
Yeah, and he's from like 45 minutes north of where I'm from, in Noonan. So
Noonan. I've played Noonan.
Yeah? Did you play the Sharpsburg Rec Center? What was it?
Nah, bro. We played the Brick House Bar and Grill.
Okay.
Sounds happening.
Yeah.
Dude, this place, Noonan is just outside of Atlanta. Noonan is also a place where Zach Brown has his big warehouse.
That's
his
right.
Knife company, his
Southern Ground.
Yeah, Southern Ground.
Yeah.
It's a great facility. Went over and toured it. Zach's an amazing talent.
Yeah.
This Brick House Bar and Grill, they pay you really well. And they feed you really well. The problem is with the pay, you never knew if the check was going to bounce or not.
Oh.
So it bounced every time.
Really?
Every time.
Wow.
There's a hotel in the parking lot of it. And we were in the hotel. We had 2 rooms. And we were all in one room, me and Chad and my tour manager. And we're just sitting there just shooting the shit, and we knock on the door. And we opened up and say, hey, you guys need to leave. We're like,
is this after or before the gig?
We just got into the room.
Wow.
We were like, what? Like, you got to go. I'm like, why? Because the rooms hadn't been paid for. It's like, God damn it. So we called the owner, and he's like, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sending somebody over right now. Basically sends this dude over with a bag of change.
Come on.
Wow.
To pay for the rooms.
Seriously.
But, dude, they paid us so much money to play there. I mean,
you're not really getting paid if the check bounces.
It was
it's like no wonder they're feeding you good.
Here it is.
All in Bitcoin.
I mean, this food in the place was amazing. I don't know, but they paid us so much that we could not.
Yeah.
I mean, they always made it up.
Right.
We always ended up getting paid.
But it just bounced every time.
It bounced
the first time.
every time.
The person doing the books is not doing
No.
very good.
Who's fired?
It was just it was worth the headache.
Yeah.
Of not fighting, but being like, hey, come on, dude. And the guy that owned it was real nice. We never paid for anything.
That's awesome.
But it got to be hilarious.
How many gigs did you guys do where it's like, hey man, you got to come down here and play this. We'll give you all the beer you want, and the people are awesome. And you're like, well, what fills up my gas tank?
Yeah,
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, when I first started, I played a few of those.
Yeah.
That got old real quick.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. That was just always
drive
my
to Little
favorite.
Rock, Arkansas. We'll pay you $150 to open up for Pat Green.
Yeah.
I'm like, cool. That'll take care of the gas there in my Tahoe.
Right.
Yeah.
It's how the line I always loved was like, dude, we play for free.
Yeah.
It's everything else you're paying for. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We played a place in Little Rock. We opened up for somebody, but the problem was we took band and we got paid a certain amount. But the band and everybody drank so much on the bar tab that they ended up, look, you can either just forget about it, or you're going to owe us money.
Wow.
You're not getting paid.
Wow.
Like, what did we do?
Yeah.
Shots.
So, yeah. Right. Did you play music growing up?
I did, yeah. My parents weren't musical. They just loved music. So there was just always music playing, you know? Like, I remember waking up for, like, elementary school, not by an alarm clock, but, like, my dad and my mom would go in the, like, great room, the living room or whatever, and just turn up, like, the top 40 station, like, loud.
Yeah.
Like, to wake me and my brother up.
Yeah.
Not in, like, an obnoxious way, but, like, that's how we woke up.
Yeah.
They just cranked up the top 40 radio, and, like, was like, all right, it's time to get up. So, like, I always legit, like, woke up with a song in my head as young as I can remember. And I was always, you know, ADD as a kid growing up. So it was like, I remember going to school with whatever melody in my head that I heard first thing in the morning. And as I'm sitting in, like, Miss Earl's history class, I'm, like, writing my own lyrics over whatever, like, melody that I woke up with in my head, because I couldn't remember the lyrics, you know what I mean? Or I would try to and make up my own version. But that's actually how songwriting started for me.
That's a very interesting concept.
Yeah. It was wild. Yeah. But that's legit how it started. And it was like, you know, my grandfather had a guitar that was like a gift to him. He was, so Fort Benning is Columbus, Georgia. And so he was, my dad was a military brat. So my grandfather was in the Army, and he had been given a gift by another officer, this guitar, and I was always told never to touch it. And I learned that by picking it up all the time and just beating the hell out of it. And so I just always, like, felt like a cowboy. Like, I'd go over to his house and just pick it up and just, you know, do my Elvis impression in the mirror. But, like, I started trying to put my phony songs over, you know, over those not chords. I mean, it was not even an in-tune guitar, but that's kind of like where the craving kind of started.
When did you start? When did you write your first song?
Sixth grade.
Sixth grade.
Yeah. And I mean, it was terrible, but I didn't know what I was doing. But, like, yeah, I remember writing my first song in sixth grade.
Was it about a girl?
You know what? I actually think, oddly enough, it was
Power Rangers.
No, it was called "You Are Always There," and it was about God. Yeah,
really?
Yeah,
wow.
Which is wild.
Your first song was a CCM song.
Yeah, right. I had no Dove Award or anything, but I'm still trying to pitch it to Chris Tomlin, but he won't answer my call. Chris, if you're listening. But no, yeah, but that was, like, the first, like, kind of start of, like, and the reason it was about God is, like, I went to this, like, little like Christian school in elementary school. It's like a church that was also.
Did you have a little outfit you had to wear?
No, nothing like that. No outfit.
Could you have, like,
college shirt,
Priest t-shirts on or anything
under my college shirts? Yeah. I had, like, slippery when wet under there.
Oh yeah.
And at recess, I'd, like, lift up it and be like, "Look at this, teacher," you know. Rocking for the flock.
We need video.
That's right.
Rocking for the flock.
Was jamming for the lamb, baby.
Lamb of
Wow.
God.
You know what I'm saying?
Jamming for the lamb.
We were there, man.
I'm going to use those.
Yeah.
Wow.
We actually, you know what's funny? We joke about this, but in the little Christian school that we had gone to, you know, again, it was like a church that also had, like, a glorified. I mean, it's like 20 people in my whole class, like everybody, whole grade. Sorry, but that was just like elementary, middle school, and then high school. I went to public school, and
how was that? That was a little different. Yeah.
It was, which I'm grateful for that, like, kind of grounding in, you know, as a child. But then I'm really also glad that I went to a public school in high school, because all my friends that stayed at that small school graduated with the same people, 20 people in the grade that we went to first grade with.
I understand.
You know, small town stuff. But no, I remember this poster. I don't know if you guys remember this or ever saw it, but there was a poster in that in that school that was it had, like, the Ben Franklin T on it. And on this side it said what you're listening to. And on this side it says what you should be listening to. So it would be like, on this side, it would say, like, Blink 182. And on this side, it would say Reliant K.
Oh.
So, like, on this side, it would say what you're listening to, and it'd be like Dave Matthews. And on this side, it'd be like, you know, Chris Tomlin.
Yeah.
Or whatever, you know.
Yeah,
I mean?
Sure.
But it had all genres. So, like, whether you like rap,
just
rock,
a substitute for It's the Christian. It's the Christian sweet and low for the secular sugar.
That's it.
I want to search
Secular
for that
sugar.
poster. I actually want to. I'm going to try to find it.
We should start a band called Secular Sugar.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Christian sweet, the Lord sweet and I don't know. The Lord Splendor.
These are the best band names. Sexcellence.
Wow.
Excellent.
So you
where
started,
were we going with
I
that?
don't know, man. You wrote your first song in like 6th grade.
Yeah.
When did you start singing? Just around that same time?
Yeah, just the same time I was trying to like figure out, what I was doing. It was like I was just chicken scratch on the back of homework. I was, finally got a guitar. Mom and dad were like, "Well, here's a cheap busted one. See if this is a phase or not."
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it wasn't. And so my brother also was like in like the school band doing like percussion.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like naturally playing drums. And then we had a friend who played guitar, and I wasn't great because I didn't have lessons or anything at the time, and I was just trying to figure it out. So I was like, "Well, give me the 4-string thing, and I'll do that, and you
The
play
bass?
guitar." So I was playing bass.
Oh, dude.
And then so everyone would leave their instrument at the house. So I would I'd break strings on your guitar and your guitar by the time you came back over, and finally they gave me my own. But yeah, so it was like 6th, 7th grade. We were playing these like terrible little like birthday parties or school. We couldn't call them dances.
Yeah.
they were banquets.
Leave room for Jesus.
That's right.
Banquets.
Our first song we covered was "All the Small Things" by Blink-182.
Oh, really?
And I had to, and our teacher, she was a young teacher. She was like a low-key fan of Blink, but she also liked her job at the school.
That's amazing.
So she was like, "Hey, change these words." So I had to go, "School stinks, I know." And I still have guys, when I go back home to my hometown, I still have guys to this day. I'll walk into a bar and they'll go, "School stinks." I'm like, "What's up, Danny? How's it going?"
Why was such a bad word back then?
I
Nate
don't know.
Bargatze has a skit about, he's like, we couldn't even say sucks. And then I finally heard my little sister say sucks. And he's like, what is heathen family? It's like why was it such a bad word?
I don't know.
Because my dad, God rest his soul, would curse quite a bit. But, we never did. And sucks was a bad word.
Yeah.
And I still don't get it.
Yeah, there was several words like that. I just can't remember them off the top of my head.
Yeah.
You definitely couldn't say sucks or crap. Crap was borderline.
Crap was bad. Yeah.
I think it's how it, because it's how you use it and the inflection, the anger which with you use it.
Yeah.
This sucks. Or, you suck.
Right.
You
There's
know?
a difference.
Yeah.
Our whole thing was and my parents are great. I love them. But their whole thing was like, you can say it, but it better be funny.
Yeah.
Oh,
And if it's not, soap in your mouth or, go into the room, give me the phone, whatever.
Soap in the mouth was the worst.
Dude, come on.
I'd rather be beat.
I was like, give me the belt every
Give
time.
me that, hit that right on the back of the legs.
Yeah.
Let's get this over with.
Keep that Irish Spring out of me, son.
At least let me pick the scent, the flavor,
Yeah. Have you seen Tosh's Is It Racist?
Yes.
I haven't seen
Hilarious.
that. I love Tosh, but I haven't seen that.
And he has a panel of like an Asian woman, a black guy, a Mexican person, and a white woman, and it's like he'll say something like these here come these blue hats,
Yeah.
and they'll be like, oh yeah, that's racist.
It's always the white woman's like, oh, that's so
Yeah,
offensive.
That's so offensive.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen that.
It's like here, look at this bunch of taco herders coming in here. It's like it's just asinine stuff.
Yeah.
It makes no sense whatsoever. But it just shows you how easily somebody can get offended by something.
There's one he said, I wish I could remember what it was, but then the white woman was offended by it, and he goes, well, why is that offensive? And then she's sitting next to the black guy, and she looks at him and says something, and he's like, why are you looking at me?
Yeah,
and Tosh is like, yeah, why are you looking at me?
I think he's so funny.
Oh, he's great.
Let's see. I was trying to find what the words were, but it's inconsequential.
What song?
What? That's not it.
Not it. She said not to be racist,
We'll be right
but
back.
Asian people suck.
That's not even like a joke. It's just
It's not
like,
even good. It's not even good racism. Not that there is any good racism. You know what I mean? That's not it. It's the focus group. Oh, here we go. It's the focus group.
You're not representing people from Nebraska.
Did you find it?
Here we go.
By the word triggered. You and me both, you greasy. Okay, here we go. Pinky pusher. Oh, yes.
It seems like you're talking about maybe the tone of their skin. That could be offensive.
I think maybe toward the gay community.
Maybe if you have a small penis and you get a sex change and they push it in.
That doesn't seem negative.
Yeah, it could be a good thing.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Sure. It was a good crowd minus this one chirp in the front row.
Sounds black.
I can't believe my lawyer tried to chirp me.
I don't blame him.
Bulag.
I don't blame him.
Asian moment.
I don't know. Bulag. Specklehead.
What's speckles?
I don't know.
Maybe it's an old person.
Hey!
It's a compliment to old people.
That doesn't sound like it.
They're just all offending each other.
I love it. That's where we
They're
are
just
today.
totally made up words, and everybody somehow finds offensive.
Look at
in
this
them.
Bulag coming here.
Yeah.
Bulag.
Anyway.
That's where we are today.
So you wrote your first song, 6th grade, played in a little band with your brother, played bass. I wanted to get a bass, and my mom said no.
But she was okay with the guitar?
Yeah.
No,
Why?
she made you play piano, right?
She knew better than to make me a bass player.
you can play piano.
She knew I had real talent.
Yeah.
Oh,
She wanted you to have friends.
She didn't want me to serve pizza, you know?
she didn't want you having that little.
What is that?
Remember in
She didn't want you to be a pinky pusher.
the Adam Sandler movie? Just go with it? Did you see Just Go with
Yeah,
Adam
but I
Sandler?
don't remember that.
He always makes fun of the guy who played bass, and he had that little the
goatee?
hair, yeah, the little
Oh,
goatee.
yeah,
He's like,
yeah.
oh, hey Barry, hey man, hey, you want to come see my show, man? It's like waving in the wind.
This is the reason we need video right here. I didn't know what that meant. I didn't
You know the little.
Hey man, you want to go play bass?
Oh my god!
Oh.
Yeah, Adam Sandler, just go with it. Come on.
I was in a little 3-piece band that we never even played a gig. We talked about it a lot. We were
Yeah.
trying to make up band names, and we got white T-shirts and wrote.
Why they gotta be white?
Yeah, we wrote. We used marker.
Just drew all over.
Well, we wrote the name of the band that we wanted on the
was the
front of
band?
it. Hang on.
Oh, here it comes.
We wrote the name of the band. We all had them on, and we came home and came to my house. And my sisters are 12 and 15 years older than me. I mean, I'm probably 10 years old at the time.
Yeah.
So my sister's 25, and she looked at the T-shirts. She was like, "You cannot call yourselves that."
What was it?
Dyke.
That's right.
We were
Wait, how did y'all spell it? How did you spell it?
DYKE.
Yeah, like an oil dyke. Right?
Yeah. She's like,
But you know,
she said,
we don't want to offend anybody.
She said no. It's like a dam, like a dike, you know.
Oh my god, that's great.
Yeah, but yeah,
You should have stuck
She's
with
like,
it.
nope.
I think it's a great band name.
See, if I was your sister, I'd have been like, you guys need to get 100 of those pressed right now.
Do it.
Give them
Do
away.
They were all in
Wear them to
They were
church.
in like not even Sharpie, like marker. You know, the big thick marker.
Yeah.
that You can sniff.
Once you wash it, it just goes away.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Well, did you think you were going to do this professionally? When you
Zero
were that age?
question.
Did you go to college?
I went to college for like 5 years in Columbus, Georgia. Columbus
Dr.
State.
Cale.
You a doctor?
Wow, easy.
You have your master's
on TV. I actually, so this is what's funny. I had my dad always told me, he was like, if you keep Hope Scholarship, because like I wasn't.
What's Hope Scholarship?
So in Georgia, if
When
you,
you're poor.
if you maintain a G, if you, yeah,
I hope you go to college.
yeah,
I hope you graduate.
basically, yeah. It was a freshman discount, is what it was.
Shit.
I was touring Thursday night through Sunday.
So you're
night.
playing the whole time.
Yeah.
Doing this.
What was the name of your band?
I mean, we had it was multiple different bands at that point. I had my
Fairies.
own. Oh yeah, I mean, I'm trying to even think of one.
The Poop Salads?
Yeah, right, exactly. To Cale with it. Stupid, but no.
Satan Saccharin.
The Sweet and Lows. What'd you call it?
Angels of Gavi?
This is my favorite podcast.
What's the 665? No, so I'd go to class Monday morning, you know, bloodshot eyes and sunglasses
Why?
because we got back at like 3 a.m.
You're on the devil's
Sunday
lettuce.
night. And I was trying to move up here so bad because I'd just gotten a taste of Nashville. I was like, oh, that's where I need to be to
Yeah.
like do this.
What year was this?
2010. 10, yeah. Well, I came up here one time, like a few years before that, and I spent the next like 4 or 5 years going, oh, that's where I got to be.
4 or 5 years in college.
Yes.
Trying to get back
No,
up here.
I mean, my whole college career I spent trying to move back up here, but I
what
wanted
school was it?
to Columbus State University.
Columbus
In-
State. Okay.
So I was like legit one semester away from being done and graduating with my Hope Scholarship. And I went in. I had this really cool professor. I'll never forget him. I haven't seen him since. I want to, though. I always talk about going back. But he set me down, or he was a marketing guy. And he goes, can I do your advising for next semester? And I was like, yeah, because he wasn't my advisor.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, sure, And I knew, again, I'm 3 classes away from graduating.
Yeah.
So, like, I knew what I had to do. It wasn't like I was like, what do I need?
Dude, you won 4 years.
No, it was, we were close.
We're here.
And no one's more excited about me finishing college than my dad. Well, my mom and dad, but my dad. And so I go to Steve Brown's office. I'll never forget it. And I sit down and he goes, great job, man. You're done. And I was like, well, almost. Yeah, I've got three classes left. And he's like, no, you're done. And I said, well, no, I need, a science or whatever. And I said, I just need those 3. And I think I can do them all next semester, He goes, you're wasting your time and you're wasting my time and you're wasting everyone's time at this university. Go to Nashville, follow your dream. College will always be there.
No shit.
Wow.
And I just sat there and he goes, what do you think? I handed him my cell phone and I said, will you call my dad and tell him that?
Exactly.
And he was like, I will if you want me to. And I went home that day and I told my parents, I was like, I'm moving to Nashville. It's time. And they weren't thrilled. I mean, they were stoked for me because they always believed and wanted me to do this for sure. But they were like, can you just wait, though, a little
You
longer?
got 3 classes.
Yeah. And it
3
was just
classes,
like
Cale.
all this stuff was aligning, though. I had like a room for cheap up here. Like the timing of just so many things were happening. And I was like, college is going to be here. So, and they actually live here now. So,
They do?
Yeah,
Wow.
they're in Bellevue.
They followed
How
you.
about that?
They did.
I wish they wouldn't have moved here.
Yeah.
I'm kind of tired of people moving here.
You want to hear? You want me to call my dad?
Will you call my dad and tell him
What's
that?
your
Call my
dad's
dad and
name?
tell him that.
What's his name?
John.
John.
Yeah.
John? Did he bring his car?
Yeah.
Ah, shit. It's fine.
It's fine.
I'm fine. You're fine.
It's the cars that bother you. It's not the people.
It's people and the cars, honestly. No, it's just the cars.
Yeah.
If people would just walk and let me drive,
Yeah,
it would be
that's
fine,
true.
I think.
Yeah.
You can get everywhere you want a lot faster.
Everywhere you want to be.
That's right.
David. I don't know.
Traffic is
So
terrible here.
you dropped out of college.
I did, moved up here. And
What year was that? Not 2010?
2010, 2011, into 2010, and then came up here finally came up here in
Shit,
August.
I didn't meet you too much after that.
No, it was
man.
very soon after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just trying to remember how I first met you. I don't remember how we got connected.
I feel like Matt Alderman
Yeah.
was the key. Well,
that was not the time we signed Alderman. It was 11 or 12.
I was going to say. And
It
then
was-
obviously Kyle. We
Yeah.
went with Kyle for the
Yeah,
first time,
sure
I
did.
think.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was shortly after. Like, I think it was 14, 15.
Did you know Matt before you?
No, Matt was one of my first friends moving up here. I had met Austin Jenks at Whiskey Jam.
Yeah.
Me and Austin, our stories are crazy similar, but we moved here almost the same week, oddly enough. Met the day he moved here, and then he quickly introduced me to Matt.
Yeah.
Started working with both of them. And then Austin, I introduced him to a few people, and I just our circle just kind of became this thing, which, you guys welcomed me into the Curb family, the redheaded stepchild or whatever,
Yeah, man.
And,
Yeah.
it's been awesome.
We shared a lot of time in the Ryder house.
Absolutely. A lot of good days.
The old moldy Ryder house.
That's right.
The old-
Still coughing up along over there.
Right.
Still not right.
The ghost of Rustin Kelly floating in there.
Yeah.
Funny, man.
Yeah, he breathed in a
Golly.
lot more than Waldest in there, I'll tell you what.
Yeah. I think it still smells like the 70s in there from him.
You know he
Lord.
lived in the Ryder house.
I know.
Without anybody knowing it for a long time.
I don't think I knew that he actually lived in there. I think
Yeah.
there were plenty of
Like
times
2
where I would.
months, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like
for
2 or
real?
3, like for real.
No
like,
shit,
Like on the
that's
DL.
hilarious.
Like I can't remember if he had a key or
Oh,
he
he
just
got a key from the maintenance
Oh yeah. He got a
dude.
key from our old maintenance guy.
Stop.
And then he knew the code obviously to get in
Yeah.
the door.
Yeah.
And so like I would, it's like, hey man, I'm going home. Cool, man. It goes, is it cool if I lock up behind him? Like, yeah, sure,
And he'd stay.
dude. And but then like he would, he was on substances.
Yeah. A lot of coffee.
He would
Lot of coffee.
He would stay up all night and like mess around, clean. He'd be like, maybe if I clean the place up a little bit,
What?
And then like he would leave the building because he knew when I would get there in the morning.
That is,
and he would leave, go get like some coffee or breakfast, come back, and like, hey man,
I'm back.
And that happened for a long time.
I did not know that.
Somehow we figured it out. I'm like, Rustin, you got to give me your key back, buddy. And he's like, okay.
As soon as his mail started getting delivered there.
Yeah.
Remember that big like goldish, shitty colored van he drove around?
Wow, man. Yeah, I forgot about that.
So many stories with that dude.
So many.
I remember I punched him one day and threw him into the bushes.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
He was like, punch me. I want you to punch me. The Colt's sitting there. I was like, dude, I'm not going to punch you.
That's insane.
He said, punch me right now, please. I want you to do it. And he starts laughing. And I'm
in
like,
the face?
Yeah. And then he pushed me and I punched him and then threw him out the door into the bushes.
Why does everybody test you like that?
I don't know. I'm such a nice guy.
You punched Rustin. You punched that one dude at Tin Roof 2. You punched me.
Yeah.
You punched Colt?
Yeah.
What did Colt do for you to punch him?
We were out one night, me and him and CY.
Oh, well.
There's a pattern.
We were at Winners. We were all standing over in that corner beside the bar, and Colt was not in Colt's mind.
And he said, pass.
No.
Colt was deep in whiskey land.
Colt was deep. I mean,
got the shark eyes.
Mako eyes. Mako. Shark. Colt Mako. Colt Mo. Keiko. But he would just look at me and he'd just slap me.
Oh, yeah.
Just stare
God,
at
I wish
me.
I was there for this.
And this happened like
me too.
7 times. This happened like 7 times in a row. And the final time I go, dude, if you slap me again, I'm going to punch you in the face.
And you did.
And he looked at me. He looked at Chris.
And
he
Chris
looked
goes,
back at me.
do it.
And Chris is just laughing his ass off. Yeah. And Colt just goes, pop. And I went, pop.
Yes.
Popped him one. And he went, clunk. And then looked at me again.
He got up and got
I
a
looked
job.
at Chris. I was like, we probably should get him out of here.
And I have no recollection of it.
So we got him, put
It
him
was
in
like 2 or 3 days later. You're like, hey, man, you all right? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Why?
my jaw hurts.
And you're like,
It's missing the
what
tooth.
happened? I was like, what happened? And you're like, I
like, I
punched
punched
you.
you in the face.
And I was like, you punched me? I was like, no way.
Yeah.
He's like, and then he tells me a story. I'm like, wow.
I wish you guys would have had that security footage.
Right.
I have the Tinder 2 one.
Yeah, there's a video of him
Really?
like man slapping this dude. It's amazing.
This dude too.
What happened?
He was walking around Tinder too, just slapping people. And he came up, and I know him, and he just came up and smacked me, and I said, dude, if you
He said halfway to Hazard sucks.
He used to make our merch.
It said Dyke on it.
And I love the dude, but I said, bro,
Wow.
If he smacked me twice, I said, you smack me again, I'm gonna put you down. And he fucking smacked me, and I came from down here just across, and all you see is my hand hit his face, and him go whoop. And then he popped back up, and I was ready. I was like, let's go.
Did you get thrown out?
No, I own that place. No, it's got Tin Roof in the name.
Do you realize how bad you got to mess up, get kicked out of Tin Roof 2?
Well, I mean, it's happened. We have some friends it's happened to.
Yeah, no, I loved everybody. I love everybody I've hit. Yeah.
Not many people can say that.
They weren't in anger.
Yeah.
I mean, I
It's out of
open
love.
slap. I open hand, dude.
Do you think
out of
you
frustration.
could? Do you think you could do one of those competitions? You know what I'm talking about?
Hell
slap.
no,
Yeah,
dude.
slap competition.
Yeah.
No,
Dude,
I
those
think
guys
you
are
could.
crazy.
Yeah,
buddy.
you're a different breed for that, right?
You're not right.
First of all, you
Yeah.
have to be Russian.
Yeah. I don't think I got the jaw for it. I don't,
dude.
I don't
That's
think I can slap.
instant CTE.
Yeah.
Every hit you get is
Yeah.
instant CTE.
Have you watched the slowed down version of those?
It's like your face moves before your actual skull does.
Yeah.
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 Who do you think could take one of those hits? Like legit somebody
In this town, Lee
yeah.
Bryce.
I could see that.
Could you imagine Lee's
could
big
see that.
sausage hands
Could
slapping
you
somebody?
imagine his sausage, his mitt, his oven mitt.
I could see
fingers?
that.
Dude,
Just-
he would obliterate someone's face.
like I've seen him grab a hold of people.
Hey, didn't he do
before.
that to Shay Mooney?
Really?
Smack Shay?
Yeah.
I don't know, but
Why
think
would
he
you
did.
smack Shay?
buddy, he would have killed Shay.
No, I think he did. I think Shay was being like I was being towards you, and Lee got fed up with him and just gave him one of those bear paws to the face.
Lisa's paws.
Lisa's paw.
I'm surprised it didn't kill Shay.
Is that how Shay lost all that weight? He just got up and was like, "Dang,
Lee Zimpick?
Dude, Lee's epic.
Shay's empty."
Oh, buddy.
He looks good. I'm proud.
I mean, I've seen Lee grab people before. And I'm like, I don't want to be that guy.
I was gonna say I could see. Obviously, you guys know Lee better than me. I know him well enough though to go, man, what a fun, like, nice, good time guy. But I also would not want to piss him off.
No,
You know
it
what I
takes
mean?
a lot to get him mad.
But when he gets,
he's not normal strong. Who was it? Oh, John Bollinger said he has the strength of 10 men and the heart of Jesus.
Wow,
which is a perfect.
I was gonna say
representation
that's
of Lee.
Spot on.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's like Samson.
He's
the short hair,
but.
that was Colt.
I'm leaving.
Cale, why did you say that into the microphone on a recorded device?
I'm leaving all this. So you moved to Nashville.
Yeah.
We're lucky because Lee will never listen to this.
Yeah. It's shit I would say to him. I mean,
strength of 10 men, heart of Jesus. That's a pretty good compliment.
It's great. I went and found arrowheads at the farm the other day, by the way.
Did you?
I found 4.
Thanks for the invite.
Well, me and Billy
sorry,
were working with Lee.
Okay.
So
Sure,
no publishers allowed.
Do you have to approve or ask him to take them or anything, or is it kind of like
he just gives?
You can find arrowheads and Civil War stuff on his property.
Really?
Yeah.
He found a hatchet.
Wow.
When we were
like an old
out there, like the blade of a hatchet, like rock hatchet.
Have you gone out there with a metal detector?
I'm sure John Stone worked it over though.
Yeah.
He's probably got everything
out there
on
right
the ground.
now.
He's got a bulldozer out there right now, tilling up earth. Hey man, look what I found.
Who do you think would be a good contestant in Nashville for the slap fight?
Yeah.
Like, who do I think could take the hit?
one?
Yeah.
Take or give, or both.
I feel like Brantley Gilbert.
I was about to say Brantley.
I think he would look at you in the eye and not even blink.
Yeah,
bro, I would.
That's
not
a good
fight.
saying?
I would not fight Brantley.
No chance.
That dude, he won't fight fair to begin with.
Right.
He got brass knuckles on him constantly.
that's true.
I know he gave people like in his tour presence. He gave brass knuckles.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got him on his mic.
Right. Yeah.
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 You know.
Hey man, got these for you.
Wait, detox, man. Shit, what's going on?
Found these at Lee Brass's farm.
Civil War brass knuckles.
I don't think he knows my name to this day.
Brantley.
I think he thinks my name's Brian.
You could pass as a Brian.
He was talking about I had one of his songs we wrote together on this video, and I was so proud of him. Like, it's just My Baby's Gun's just awesome. And he goes, yeah, me and my boy, Brian Davis, and Detox, Brian Tolliver.
Brian Tolliver.
I was like,
Detox and his name's Brian
named
Tolliver.
you twice.
You were so close.
So close.
So close, dude.
That reminds me of like when Lee, Kyle, and Billy wrote More Than a Memory, and we're at the #1 party, and Garth was like, what did he call Kyle?
Oh man, I feel like I've heard this story.
He kept calling him what, Kurt or
like Christopher Jacobs or something?
No, it was something.
What was
wasn't
it?
even.
Why can't I remember this?
Kane or
like KJ Jacobs or something? I forget.
No, it called him a wrong name.
He could never remember Kyle's name, and it was so. And it made Kyle was
Carl
so
Jacobs or something.
Kyle.
Yeah.
He would be like, God damn it, like. Damn you, Garth.
Not now.
I want to say something, but it's Garth. I can't be passive aggressive Kyle. What is Garth?
He never got Kyle's name right.
Colt, do you remember when we went to that writer's retreat at was it Blackberry Farm?
Yeah.
And we I don't know.
I don't know if I was there, but
I feel like you were.
maybe.
It was you, me, Kyle, Matt Alderman, Philip Lamons.
I could have been.
I feel like you were.
Drew was always stingy about letting me go out there.
And well, Drew was there.
Of course. It was,
Well, it's his place, yeah. But I remember we were sitting at that. It was the one night we went to the nice dinner at
I
like the
definitely
restaurant.
wasn't there because I never got to do that.
Okay. Well, this story isn't as good then because I really thought you were there.
I'll tell
it
there in your
anyways.
heart.
This is Kyle.
Yeah.
He asked. We like it was like the one night we go to the restaurant. It's obviously nice.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to behave. But we had been
Drinking all day.
well, not all day, but only since like 11 a.m. And it's like 8 o'clock now. Actually, it's like 9 o'clock because it's post dinner. And
So got almost 10 hours of drinking in. Yeah.
well, yes. And
Somebody's got to do the job.
and Kyle goes. He asked the guy to come over. He goes, "Hey, would you mind? My friend's never been here. Could you take us down and show us the cellar?" And I was like, "Oh God, like we're doing it." And we went down to the cellar. And I remember Kyle goes, can you show us the most expensive bottle of wine you have? And I was like, yeah, let's see it, man. You know what I mean? And this guy like does a combination on like a safe.
Oh, wow.
Seriously. And gets this bottle out that looked like it had maybe been, you know, at the bottom of the ocean for like 400 years.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked terrible.
Yeah.
And he hands it to Kyle.
Oh, Lord.
And Kyle goes, wow. He goes, this is an artifact here. And I was like, yeah, that's insane. And Kyle goes, how much is this bottle of wine? And the guy goes, sir, that would be $25,000 for that bottle of wine.
Oh my God.
And Kyle tossed it to me.
No, he didn't.
He goes, oh, you're holding that. And I went, oh.
Was Drew there?
Oh,
I don't think Drew was down.
Drew would have literally shat his pants.
Drew stayed up top.
Yeah.
While we went down, he was like finishing the dinner. It was just me, Kyle, and Matt, and it wasn't like from across the room, but it was.
He tossed it.
He didn't hand it to me.
It could have been a fumble and crash.
and it would have been on
Kyle.
me.
Classic Kyle.
And I just grabbed it like an infant from.
What did the guy do?
And he went. He just made this noise.
He made the sound.
Feel the soul leaving his body.
It was. I'll never forget. And Kyle was just like, "Thank God you didn't drop that." And I said, "I'm going to absolutely kick your ass."
I really thought you were going to talk about the time y'all went down to Costa Rica.
I was gonna bring that up and didn't, but you did.
Buenos dias. What happened in Costa Rica?
It's. Are we telling it?
Tell it.
You gotta
were
tell
there.
it.
Again, I wasn't there, but I've heard the stories.
But I love Matt. I don't feel like
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Matt
deserves
wouldn't
it.
care. He actually deserves it.
Matt would appreciate this.
Yeah, tell
Yeah.
your side of the story.
Oh, it's the truth. That's all I know. Let me just say this: I love Matt Alderman with my whole heart, and I think he's one of the best humans I know. So, Matt, if
You know
you're
what?
listening-
You know what? He won't come on the podcast. So
That's not true.
'Cause he's scared to
deserves,
death.
He deserves.
He's
to have
terrified
this,
of doing this.
He deserves to have
Is
the
he
story
really?
told. Yeah.
Well, we should do like a joint thing where he doesn't feel as uncomfortable and tell the story in front of him or something. You know what I mean?
We definitely should do that.
All right, Matt. Well, here we go. I'll make this quick because this is one of my favorite. When I think of Kyle Jacobs, I tell the story first
Yeah.
because this was Kyle in a nutshell,
Yeah.
and I love him for it. This is one of my favorite memories of all time, not even just in music. I think this is one of the funniest moments I've ever experienced in my life. Matt, ahead of time, again, I love you, brother.
This is from the heart, Matt.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. We were down in Costa Rica at what was her name?
Kate.
Kate's place.
Mm-hmm.
It was awesome. This little place, great little spot. We're doing a writer's retreat. Me, Kyle Jacobs, Matt Alderman.
Mm-hmm.
This is 2015.
Yeah.
Excuse me. 2015-ish, and it's beautiful down in Costa Rica. Kate and her husband are there. It's awesome. There's this little place, it's like a restaurant on the property, and there's can't even tell without laughing. There's this little not gift shop, but you can get a massage. You can get something, whatever, for little trinkets, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And Matt was like, and I think it was Matt's birthday either the following week or just happened. His birthday was close to the trip. And I remember we were like, oh man, the plane ride was long. The car ride there was long. And I remember walking past it and either Kyle or I making a comment like, oh my God, a massage sounds awesome right now. Just sitting down all day. And Matt goes, man, I've never had one. Is it good? And we were just like,
Can you hear him say that?
It was so innocent. And I was just like, dude, you've never had a massage? He was like, no, I just never had one. I was like, dude, we got to change that. He was like, yeah, well, whatever. Forgot about it. So next day I was like, Kyle, we got to get Matt a massage for his birthday. He's never had one. What a better setting. We're in Costa Rica. Listen, he was like, oh, great idea. So Kyle goes down and sets it up. It's Friday at 3 or whatever, And so the next night we surprise Matt, hey man, happy birthday. We got you a massage. It's Friday at 3. He was stoked. He was like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And I hate that I'm telling this right now.
I love it.
Have you heard the story?
It's been a while.
Yeah.
I'm vague on the details,
Yeah.
but
Oh, I don't want to keep going. I feel bad.
keep going.
Tune
Yeah,
in
keep
next
going.
week. It's a 2-part episode.
Can't do it.
All right. So, so bad. And I remember, I'm trying to speed this up. I remember Friday.
Take your time.
All right, here we go.
Don't rush it.
Friday comes around
That's what she said.
and we get done. We get done writing a song. We eat lunch. It's 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and this massage is at 3. And I just remember Matt being kind of not nervous, but I just remember him being his whole demeanor kind of changed a little bit. Like once the song was done, and like the next thing he had to do was this massage.
It was his first time,
and it was. And I remember him kind of getting not weird, but again, he like had a couple beverages, and he was like, "We're like, dude, you ready for a massage?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like,
so excited.
and I remember being like, going up to him like, "Matt, you good, man?" He was like, "Yeah, I got a question." And I was like,
probably been eating him all day.
"What's up, man?" He was like, "Okay, when you get a massage, do you take all of your clothes off? Or do you just stay in your underwear or like what?" And I was like, "Dude, it's up to you. Like, I mean, everyone is their own preference. There's no wrong answer. If you want to take everything off, get under the covers, do that. But if you want to leave your underwear on, like, no big deal, He's like, "Okay." And that, like, either way is not weird. And I was like, "No, dude, like, whatever. Like, people, whatever, And
you wonder which way he was thinking was weird, like underwear on or underwear off.
Yeah. So
I just see Matt and Tiny Whitey standing there waiting for the girl.
Maybe a little shit stain in it.
I
didn't say that.
They don't fit right.
A little tighter than they used to be.
That was initials in the back.
Matthew James. God, I'm sorry.
He's the sweetest human on the planet.
He
I can't believe we're telling this story.
Oh,
Matt's got plenty on me. So, anyways, I've got to finish the story now. It's for views and listenership, Matt. Do it for the team.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Do it for the twang.
long story short, Matt goes to get his massage, and he comes back a couple hours later, and
A couple hours, man.
well, yeah. And I was like, "Matt, how was it, man?" And he's like, "It's good. It's good." I was like, "Cool." What's so funny? I haven't even said that.
it's cool. It's great.
No, it was fine. And so we finally get alone in the corner, away from Kyle and Kate and her husband. And I was like, "Yo, dude, how was it?" He was like, "It was good." I was like, "Well, tell me, what's up? Why the weird, And he was like, "Well, the lady came in there. I was, and she had me fill out some paperwork, and I filled it out, and she goes, 'All right, your masseuse will be with you momentarily,' and I said, 'Okay,' and he goes, I said, 'So what happened?' He goes, 'Well, I got undressed.' I said, 'Okay, what's the problem?' He goes, 'I was in the lobby.'"
In the lobby.
I said, "You didn't wait till you got in the room." He said, "I thought she was going to come in there and massage me on the couch." Are you serious? So I just picture Matt taking all his clothes off in this lobby.
And the people are like, "What the fuck is
in his
happening?"
underwear or completely naked. When she comes, whoa, wait, what are you?
And they don't speak hardly any English.
It's a movie. That's a movie scene.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't make that shit up.
That's
right?
like Dumb and Dumber movie scene.
Oh, sorry.
Bless his heart. Oh, I was in the lobby.
Sorry. Yeah, it's one of my favorite stories.
And that's not even the whole story. But we'll end it right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
So, when did you? Where did you sign your first deal? Publishing deal, that is.
I was
Or
at.
did you sign your record deal before your publishing deal?
No. I signed to Warner Chapel before I signed to Warner.
Okay.
And I was
Warner
there.
Records.
Warner Records. Yeah, I was there about a year and a half before my record deal happened.
Nice.
I had recorded some songs, and I, would put them out. This is when Spotify was like really, popping. John Marks just put me on some playlist, and we just kind of like DIY'd it. I had an opportunity to do a couple other things that were contingent on also my record deal side, and I was like, well, the momentum's here, and we're doing this thing that's growing. Let's just keep doing it, and just in blind faith. And so kept recording and putting out songs, and I was touring heavy at the time with CAA. I was out in a van the same time with when Sam started in a van, and opened for him as Leave the Night On went #1, and it was just like that was a great tour for a lot of reasons, and it was just a whole. I did a bunch of David Nell stuff, Brett early on.
What was
Eldredge.
Sam's bass player like?
Quiet, quiet. Never missed a note though.
Very stiff.
I'm
gonna play bass. I'm gonna
still
do
one
that
of
every
my
time.
favorite- yeah.
We're looking for a bass player.
Yeah, with a goatee. But yeah, so and then about a year and a half into that, the Warner Records happened, and yeah, it was fun.
Nice.
And then yeah, it's been crazy. Toured, that whole time, releasing music here and there, and then the world shuts down. And
Wasn't that a fun time?
So wasn't your most popular song the one you never released to radio? Lying on the Hood of My Car.
Wow, man.
Right?
Okay, so funny you ask. Speaking of Matt Alderman, I had these like 5 songs that got me signed. Mm-hmm. Lying being one of the still one of my best streaming
we're still
songs.
a little mad at you for never releasing that song.
Whoa. It was released,
Cale.
but not to radio.
Yeah.
I fought hard for it.
That's so much fun because I've had a few of those happen to me.
Well, have you had this though, where your label goes, and this is not to bash anybody, but like the label's like, let's do this as the first single, and I was like, well, cool, but everyone is saying one of these 3, Lying being one of them, and even when I went both radio tours, every single time, because I would play obviously like whatever the single was, whether it's Take You Back or I Like Where This Is Going, every single time, the PD and whoever else in the room with the radio station would ask, this is, they go, that song's good. What about one of these 3?
Yeah.
Are one of these 3 going to be the single?
Yeah.
And Lying was always one of the 3.
Yeah.
Huh.
And I would report back to the label and be like, guys, like, I like this, what we're doing here, but like, everyone is saying one of these 3. By the way, one of these 3 are the ones you signed me for. And it was like, man, why would we not go with that? Right. I mean, even the streams were saying it to us. Like the downloads, the reaction, the crowd reaction playing it live. It was
this is also kind of the time before that was really, what would you call it?
Before they looked into metrics.
Well, before that was one of the main reasons of choosing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I wrote that perfect in-between line of like telling radio what your single is and them also like going, well, what's reacting the best on Spotify?
Yeah.
It was like that perfect time because half of them, the reason I say that is because half of the PDs were like, I want to believe in it. Like, if I like it, I'm going to play it kind of thing.
Yeah.
And the other half were going, my opinion doesn't matter, meaning theirs. I'm going to look at metrics.
Sure.
Yeah.
And it was just that perfect in-between phase of like, well, what matters? And now it's obviously like what's popping on TikTok.
It's all metrics now.
Yeah.
But it was that time where I remember even like my radio reps were like, this is insane. I've never seen like half the PDs, like the old school ones, and then the new old school ones being like that, new school ones, looking at metrics, and it was a shift too of watching the old school ones shift to the metrics.
Yeah,
it was just interesting because it was like I was watching the change happen.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah. It's a terrible time to get caught in the middle of that, huh?
It was, and then especially when there was a lack of or miscommunication to your streaming partners about what the single is, so they went with what their opinion of what the single should be, Lying.
Yeah.
And took the other one, the single that the label picked, off the playlist.
Yeah.
So by default, the metrics go down.
Oh.
Yeah.
And you're going, well, now the people who are looking at metrics, they're saying, well, Lying.
Yeah.
And it was just really interesting.
So
Kind
what
of
you're saying is your label stepped all over their wieners.
I'm not saying that, but you are.
Yeah.
And
Do you
that
want
was
to call
great,
in?
man.
You want to call my label
what?
and tell them that?
Yeah. We're gonna put them on speaker real quick.
It's
They're
fine.
great,
They never
man.
liked me anyway, so I don't care.
They saw your name on the song and went, no.
Yeah, that's a hard pass.
Uh-huh.
I had a good experience with Warner, man. I did. There was just like a couple of things that were super, interesting timing wise.
Yeah.
I have no regrets. Don't get me wrong, but it was definitely.
We've talked to a lot of people. I mean, myself included. I came out at a time where it was hard for us to push a song with hell in the the song on the radio because a lot of program directors wouldn't play it.
Yeah,
we were too rock.
That.
We were
too rock for country, too country for rock.
Exactly. We were
fucking great though.
Thank
man.
you.
That show was awesome.
Thank you. We found ourselves caught in the middle of not really having a place.
Yeah.
Now, if it it's completely normal, and you were the same way. You just got caught in that, and we talked to a lot and. No regrets here. No regrets with you.
Yeah.
A lot of people we've talked to on this show, they've been caught in the same situation.
Right.
That timing is a big thing in the music industry.
Oh,
yes.
I mean, you can miss it by a month.
Right.
You know, we went out right when Facebook was coming in. You know,
Yeah, right.
It's really weird, but
And like you said, with COVID, a lot of people's careers stalled out because of COVID. you
Yeah.
know?
dude, I've
I mean-
major artist friends that were like, I don't know how I'm going to make it through this.
Right.
That
Yeah.
had huge success.
I haven't even thought about this till right now. I left this building from one of my first in-person co-writes when I got on the phone with Scott Hendricks on the way home to talk about no longer being part of the Warner family.
Oh, really? Wow.
Wow, I haven't thought about it till right now, but because that was obviously a big day.
Yeah.
But we had this whole. He called me as I'm walking in the parking lot to my car, and we talked the whole way home. And it was basically like, look, we don't know when this thing's going to end. You know, you've been here. Was it 2 years at that point? And he was like, we're not going to release any more music until this thing's over, but we don't know how long that's going to be. And it was like, well,
Code for we're not going to release any more music.
it was basically like he gave me the choice. Like you can write it out and figure out what's going to happen, or if you want to, if you want to be part of the COVID cuts, as we called them,
Yeah.
then because I was like, man, I haven't released music in a year and a half, 2 years at this point. I had all this momentum. I just gotten off tour with Chase Rice. I just had that song with him, and like it was like, the only thing I could do is update my socials, and I just couldn't release anything. I was like, I've got to keep releasing music.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I was just like, it was leaving this building.
Wow.
Man, I forgot
That's
about
crazy.
that.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, we all end up where we're supposed to be. As
Completely agree.
as trite or as cliche as it sounds.
No, you're right though, and I believe that. And it was like the next. I mean, I'd been off Warner Chapel. I asked out of my deal at Warner Chapel like weeks or months before that.
Mm-hmm.
No, sorry, a year before that, because I had another year, and it was for a longer conversation. Doesn't matter, but I had asked off right before COVID, and so I had ran into Frank Rogers at their Christmas party, because I was going to see Britt Taylor and Adam Chafin play
Really?
Whiskey Jam.
Wow.
And the only reason I went out that night is to see Adam and Britt play. And I was going home when a friend of mine was in town to go see them, was like, go one beer at Red Door. And I was like, all right, just one. And I went and I ran into Frank, and thank God I did, because that's what started our conversations that led me to being at Spirit.
Frank
That's
runs
cool.
Spirit Music, if y'all don't know.
Yes,
He's
sorry.
also a big
Wonderful
time
dude.
producer.
Yeah.
Hit songwriter, big
Huge.
producer,
Yeah.
CEO.
Wonderful
Frank's
dude.
a badass.
Fabulous dude.
I'm over there with him and AJ Burton and Andy, and I got a great team, man. Very, like you said, everything has happened the way it's supposed to, and I am where I am now for a reason, and I'm grateful for.
No.
A lot of jokes and laughs and crazy stuff along the way, but very grateful.
We don't see it at the time. But
Yeah, right. It's like that. Was it saying you don't connect the dots till you look back and connect them? You know what I mean? But
Jenna said something to me the other day. It's like, looking back, if we knew where we ended up now, it wouldn't have been as weird and as bad. 'Cause
Yeah.
In the time, in the turmoil, you're like, oh my God, what are you doing to me, God? You know
Right.
what?
Right.
Why?
right.
And then you're like, oh, okay.
Makes sense now.
I see it. You've had success. Number one? Come on.
I mean, again, you talk about things not panning out the way you thought they would for something else to happen. I mean, there's so many things that I could say that even led up to that song, that me not doing something that led me to doing this date, or me not going somewhere that led me to being in the same room with Chase Rice when he was like, hey, are you busy on these dates? And I was like, no, which led to writing that song.
Yeah.
Like, just so many things.
Yeah.
And,
Remind me of the title of that song.
Drinking beer, talking God, amen.
Yeah.
And
I could have tried to remember all those words in that order, but it wouldn't.
yeah,
I would have I screw my songs up.
When did that go number one?
August of 22,
Okay. Yeah.
21, 22, 22.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's a great song, man.
Thank
I
you.
was really happy for you. I was like, look
Thank
at my
you.
man, Cale.
I
So you
appreciate
just
it.
Ringing that
by
bell.
happenstance, Chase was like, hey man, come.
Well, it was one of the things we were like, I wasn't supposed to be at Bridgestone one night. I was supposed to be somewhere else, and I went, and he happened to be in the CAA suite. And I just stopped in the CAA suite to say hey to my agent.
Yeah.
And my name got put in a hat through that conversation of being on certain dates.
Oh, wow.
Because I didn't really know him that well at the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Started doing dates with him, which led to him asking me to do further dates with him, which led to that whole tour, which the last day of the tour, we wrote that song.
Wow.
So
that's awesome, man.
And, I wasn't supposed to have a bus. I mean, I was in a bus because I just kind of worked it out kind of myself, where I was like having a wash pretty much, I wasn't making great money, but it was one of those things where it was like, I knew he would write if he could go on a bus and do it.
Yeah.
And we had a little studio set up in the back. Corey Crowder was out with me.
Nice.
Hunter Phelps was first of 3. So he was out with us. And, I've told the story before, but he, Chase is a big soccer fan. And so he was, me and Crowder and Hunter were in the back of the bus getting the song started. And last day of the tour, it's like December 9th, before the world shuts down. And, is the last date of this like year-long tour. And I knew he needed his follow-up. He had this massive Eyes on You, and then he had another one after that, but I knew he needed his follow-up.
Yeah.
And so we were hunting hard for it. And my business manager and everybody was like, you do not need to take a bus. This makes financially no sense. And I was like, I hear you, but the payoff only happens if you take the risk.
Yep.
Right.
And again, Chase is a big soccer fan. We're on the bus. It's like 11 o'clock. And I was like, hey, man, we're about to start. If you want to hop over. And he was like, soccer game's on,
Oh.
So I took a picture of the TV, which had the soccer game on in the back of the bus, and just sent it to him. And I was like, we're about to get started. He was on the bus. 10 seconds later. And I was like, okay. So
there you go.
And an hour and a half, 2 hours later, we had that song.
Nice. Wow. That's awesome, dude.
Thank you. Yeah.
Badass.
It was crazy. Yeah, it was a hell of a time. There's a lot of songs, whether they go number 1, get cut or not, you remember certain things about.
Yeah.
And there was something about that one that day that I was like, I think we did the thing.
When you found an arrowhead.
Yeah, honestly, that was an arrowhead.
Yeah.
And
some of them are just rocks, man.
Yeah,
Some
that
of 'em
look like arrowheads.
A lot of rocks.
Looks like arrowheads.
A lot of rocks.
Billy, that's not mine. That's Billy Montana.
That what that sounds like something that
we were
man would say. That
You
prophet
almost stole from Billy Montana.
Dude, I can't steal. But we were out in Lee's field, me and Lee and Billy, out there in mud up to our calf muscles.
Yeah,
just 3 grown men digging through mud for arrowheads. And Billy looks at me and goes, this is like writing songs. I'm like, do tell, Dad.
Yeah,
do tell, Dad.
And he goes, sometimes you find them.
Grandpa.
And I was like, oh,
tell me about the good old days.
I get it. And it made total fucking perfect sense. I'm like, why are you so smart?
That guy,
He's so old.
It's a poet.
So old.
He's so old.
And obviously Randy has the gene. Randy writes the same way, man.
Billy's so angry at Randy for having so much success.
He's happy for him, but he also hates him at the same time. I'm like, why are you better than me?
Yeah. Do you think you're better than me? Do you shop at Target? I'm still at Walmart. I don't know.
Dad, we're going to do Christmas at one of my houses this year.
Yeah. My really big house. It's way bigger than your house.
Dad, you can come over.
Because I've written more hit songs than you have.
Yeah.
Can afford it.
Good job on Night Shift going number 2. Night Work. I don't know. Night Work, yeah. Dude, we're proud of you.
Dude,
we're so happy
man.
for you.
Well, I want to seriously say thank you both, because as a kid who came to this town working his way up, not knowing anybody, I legit mean that you guys were legit some of the first people that took a shot on a new kid with nothing going on, and allowed me to be in rooms with people I should have been at the time, and booking me with people I shouldn't have been with at the time. So I appreciate that, man.
Just a few regrets, not many.
Yeah.
Well,
no,
dude. God, you're such an asshole.
Sorry, I stormy that.
It speaks to your talent and just we saw it, and I'm nobody, but I'll be your friend all day. Dude. And I was just happy to be around you.
Thank you, man.
You're a light in this world, and that's about as good as I'm going to get with the compliments to you,
dude. I appreciate that. He
really had to force that one out.
Yeah, I'm waiting on the joke. Psych.
That's it, man. In my older age, I'm trying to be better about complimenting people and being nice about it.
You've always been the same consistent person I've ever, one of the few people I feel like are consistent, regardless of who's in the room or not. Because one of my pet peeves in this town, I'm sure you all can relate, is when someone of status or whatever comes in and all of a sudden that person changes and you're like, weren't we friends 30 seconds ago?
Yeah. Why are you kissing this guy's ass so hard?
Yeah. Or also, why are you treating me differently now? Right. You know what I mean? But dude, you of all people, man, you're just consistent. Yeah.
I'm just an asshole to
You're consistently an asshole, and I appreciate that.
I don't take myself serious. I'm so lucky to be where I am. And, if I haven't got kicked out of this world yet, I'm just going to keep being that way.
I love it, man.
Yeah, dude. But
And you too, Colt, man. You've consistently been that guy.
Oh, shucks, man.
Yeah,
man. That's a cool shirt you got on today, by the way.
You don't like my all-terrain gear shirt
Did
from Wrangler?
Luke Combs let you wear that today?
Come on, man.
Come on. Is that PFG?
Stop.
Do it make coffee and tea?
Why are
What?
you always trying to bring me down, Dave?
I don't know. Eddie Bauer?
He calls me Eddie Bauer like every day.
He comes in with his what is that?
My
Wood
vest.
chopper.
It's called
Wood
the vest.
chopper?
The shirts.
Oh yeah, like
what
a
is-
lumberjack.
Yeah, with the Abercrombie fit shirt. What is it? The pattern.
He's hating on your swag, man.
But he drives his Ford Explorer in here and
At least
Sorry,
it's
I'm
not
not
an
wearing-
F-150.
Eddie Bauer edition.
Sorry, I'm not wearing Lululemon in
Did
here.
you hit my dad? I am straight up
So
Lulu
bad.
today, dude.
My dad.
I am Lululemon, Duluth Trading Underwear, Bombas socks, New
Are
Balance
you
sneakers.
plugging sponsors right now?
Damn right I am.
Potential.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Potential.
our sponsors that don't exist.
Yeah. Shout out to
Tin Roof too.
Shout out to Jack Daniels for being song campish. I don't know.
Drink
Dude,
responsibly.
Thank you for coming in
Thank
here.
you for having me. Let's
we
do it
need you
again.
to spin the wheel of shame.
Yeah, so tell me. I've seen
It's
a
a
few
wheel.
things. Seen a few things
Yep.
about how this works. But tell
We're
me,
going to let you spin it
Well, you
until
just
we
stick
land
your
on
finger
something
on it
we
and spin
want
it.
you to do. Finger it there.
It's
a
all in
little bit.
code. It's not going to make sense.
Come
to
on.
you.
Come on there.
Can I read some of these?
You
Chubby
can.
Bunny,
You're not gonna understand
tortilla
them.
slap.
Yeah.
Never have I ever. All right.
Please do the tortilla slap.
I'm just gonna
Please.
give it a
Yeah.
rip.
Yeah.
Just give it
Does
a
it
rip.
matter which way,
No,
left or right?
you can
Price
go
is
either
right,
way.
baby.
All right, here we
Clockwise,
go.
counterclockwise.
Can I film this real quick?
Sure.
Sure.
Film this,
This
for the,
is
for
the first
social?
here on the Twangtown
Is
podcast.
this, we have nobody ever filmed the Wheel of Shame before.
Well, I want people to know that like it actually happened and it's not something that Colt just maybe is it rigged in the back? You know
No,
what I mean?
it's not weighted.
Okay.
Do you think we have enough money to have something rigged?
No, but I think you could make it happen. But yes.
This is the Poor Podcast.
All right, here we go.
Oh yeah.
Power spin.
I'm nervous.
Wow, you're so strong.
What's the best one that's happened? Who's
Chubby Bunny.
it says truth or drink?
Okay.
What?
It's we basically do what nothing makes sense.
What? But what are we drinking?
It's April.
Is there a respin?
No, we're not drinking anything.
Hand it back to me. I got to film it. Sorry.
So don't look at it.
I don't know why you don't want them to look at it. It's not like they're going to ask one of their
Adding
own
to the
questions.
drama, David.
Adding to the drama.
What's in the bottle?
Don't worry about that.
I'm
Don't worry
so
about that.
nervous right now. If this is my last video, I just want to say to the people out there, and Matt Alderman, I'm sorry. I love you.
You're my boy Blue.
You're my boy Blue.
Keep your clothes on, Matt.
All right, Cale Dodds. Tell us about a crime you've already thought through how to do in detail. See, like for example, David, when someone cuts him off, he has road rage, and he's trying to figure out how he's going to follow this person and dismember them.
Dude, I just want them to get gout.
Nobody wants the gout.
I want that uric acid to build up in their legs and them to be in pain.
I haven't thought through a full crime in detail, but I think one thing I've always thought that would be just like
Getting real creepy right now, dude.
just terrible is, just putting just like the crazy amount of X-Lax in someone's coffee
Colon
and just
blow.
ruining their
See,
day.
that's not where I thought you were. You were so like serial killer with your look right then.
Well,
I think he dialed it back when
He
she
was
started getting
thinking-
nervous.
Yeah. I did.
I thought you were going to choke puppies for a
Have you
second.
ever done that to somebody?
I haven't, but I've always thought that that'd probably be one of the worst ways to ruin someone's day.
Yeah, because I mean that's a very college thing to do.
For sure. But I've also thought I'm also a big fan of like the non-crime, meaning like and Dane Cook has a whole bit about this, but like legit breaking into someone's house and putting something there that was not there and not telling them.
That's
Psychological warfare.
Weird.
Like, can you imagine
That's
going
even
home?
worse.
It is worse because could you imagine going home and sitting there?
I get chills.
And with your sitting there with Jenna,
Jenna.
and sitting there and going, "Hey, when did we get that lamp?"
Yeah.
And her go, wait, what? I thought you bought that lamp, and you were like, I've never seen that lamp. Now that's a problem.
Yeah.
Not where did that lamp go?
Or like a doll or something.
How did it get here?
So like just
Don't like
things
it.
like
I
that.
don't like it.
But to me, that would
that's
mess
good.
up somebody worse than like stealing their.
I don't-
Because then you're freaking out,
shoes
like
or
you're
whatever.
looking
take
at your
back-
Amazon. You're like, I didn't order this. And all of a
take
sudden you're
everything
like, how
back.
did this get in my house?
And you can consistently like continue to do that.
And then they
like,
start blaming each other. Then somebody's cheating on someone else. And someone's a
Exactly.
liar. And
Don't
then the
you
whole
do that.
relationship breaks apart and they get divorced. And
Okay, I didn't take it that far, but
no,
you're
but
right.
Just, you know, I just
Hey,
I
if
just
y'all do
spoiled the
that
end of
to
the
me,
movie.
we're gonna throw hands. I ain't dealing with
You get
that
slapped with a
shit.
tortilla.
I'm gonna slap that tortilla, son. All right, I'm
All right,
going to
Cale.
video this.
Oh my god.
Yes. Poop lettuce.
All right, what I have here is your Twangtown initiation. I have a bottle here of Atomic Rhino smelling salts.
Oh, yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the lid off. You're going to hold it right here and give it a proper man sniff.
It sound like you said tickle it off. I'm gonna take the lid off.
Some people like to tickle it off.
Oh yeah.
Say when?
Ready to go?
Right up.
I didn't flinch. What?
You took that very
I
well.
love that you put it right under your nose when I said put it right here. You don't listen.
No, I wanted to be a man about it. I want to take a full whiff. There's just like pure water coming out of this eye.
Yeah.
I feel like
The
the
open
right side of
nostril
my
eye, yeah.
face is
My
not
eyes are
responding.
leaking.
I'm
took it pretty good.
I'm thinking
Yeah.
about things I said in 8th grade. I think I'm fluent in Spanish.
Hi, puppy.
That's good.
Oh, dude, you took that way better than most people did.
Give me another hit, man.
Oh,
give me another hit.
Come on,
Come on.
Daddy.
Give me
hang
that
on.
hit.
Hang on.
All right, now go real
I
hard in
gotta
the
go.
paint.
I gotta go left side. To
Go
even
real
it out.
hard in the paint. Give it a. Oh, oh, the trimmers. Oh, he's
I'd like to
licking the air.
thank my mom and my dad.
That's the other thing that'll get you straight to heaven without dying.
Yeah. Shadrach, Meshach, and a hell no. That's
Dude,
good.
thank you for being here, man.
Thank you
We've
guys.
enjoyed
I'm crying out of happiness right now. for
Tears
real.
of joy. Tears of joy.
Colt, tell them what to do.
Yes, you can follow us on all streaming platforms. We are available on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Rate, subscribe, follow, comment. And go look up Cale Dodds music on Spotify, Instagram, Amazon Music, any of that fun stuff.
Yes, I got when will this air?
Tomorrow.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, tomorrow.
I got a new tune coming out April 18th.
Oh,
Yeah, what's it
perfect.
called?
ETITOY.
What does that mean?
Gotta wait.
That sounds Cajun.
E-toy.
Pretty
E-toy.
good.
Is that like an acronym?
Yeah.
Is that like a electronic
You don't
toy?
want to, I mean,
ETI.
when's it coming out? The 18th?
April 18th.
ETI.
So that's 9 days from today, which is April 9th.
Take a guess. If
Every
you had-
titty is.
All right, Colt.
What are the other words?
All right, Colt's turn.
What are the other words? What are the other
This
letters?
song's about Panama City.
Oh, Cale, thank you.
Thank you guys. Let's do it again.
Kids.
Yes, sir.
See you next week.
All right,
See
bye,
y'all.
everybody.